The Sahara's wind whispered secrets across ancient stones as Zara Blackwood adjusted her protective goggles. Sweat trickled down her neck despite the cooling system in her archaeological suit. 6 months of satellite analysis, ground-penetrating radar, and pure stubborn determination had led her to this moment, the discovery of what appeared to be a structure unlike anything ever found on Earth. "Base camp, do you copy?" she spoke into her comm unit. Only static answered. The strange electromagnetic interference that had drawn her attention to this site in the first place was growing stronger. Her instruments flickered, their readings becoming increasingly erratic. The structure before her defied conventional architecture. Smooth obsidian walls rose from the sand at impossible angles, their surfaces unmarked by the desert's endless assault. No weathering, no erosion, as if the building had simply materialized from another dimension. As an archaeologist specializing in ancient civilizations, Zara had seen her share of mysterious ruins, but this was different. This was wrong. Her hand trembled as she approached the entrance, a perfect hexagonal opening that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. The air temperature dropped dramatically as she stepped inside, her flashlight beam swallowed by the darkness ahead. The walls hummed with a barely perceptible vibration that made her teeth ache. "Well, Zara," she muttered to herself, "you wanted to make history. No turning back now." The corridor descended at a gentle angle, its walls covered in symbols that shifted and changed when she tried to focus on them. Her camera's memory card was already full of footage that showed nothing but static. Whatever this place was, it didn't want to be documented. The passage opened into a vast chamber that her light couldn't fully illuminate. At its center stood a pillar of what appeared to be liquid starlight, its surface rippling with colors that had no names in any human language. Zara's scientific mind struggled to process what she was seeing. This wasn't ancient human architecture. This wasn't human at all. As she approached the pillar, the starlight began to coalesce into a humanoid form. Zara's heart thundered in her chest, but years of academic discipline kept her rooted in place. The figure that emerged was both beautiful and terrifying, a woman-like being whose skin sparkled with cosmic radiation, her hair a cascade of aurora borealis, eyes that held the depth of galaxies. A human, the being spoke, her voice resonating on frequencies that made Zara's bones vibrate. How unexpected. Your kind wasn't supposed to find this place for another century at least. Zara swallowed hard, her training abandoning her in the face of the impossible. I'm Dr. Zara Blackwood, archaeologist from Dash. Your credentials are irrelevant, the being interrupted, moving closer with fluid grace. I am Princess Astrid of the Cosmic Council, though that title means nothing in your limited understanding of reality. Why are you here? Zara managed to ask, her scientific curiosity overriding her fear. Princess Astrid's lips curved into something approximating a smile. I am here to grant wishes, Dr. Blackwood. 3 of them, to be precise. But be warned, each wish will reveal more about your species than you might want the cosmos to know. Zara's mind raced. Every culture on Earth had stories about wish-granting beings, and they never ended well for the wishers. But the scientist in her couldn't ignore the opportunity to understand what this entity truly was, what it represented. And if I refuse? Then you leave, and we wait for the next human to stumble upon this temple. Though I suspect your curiosity won't allow that outcome. Princess Astrid circled Zara, studying her with those galaxy-deep eyes. Your species is at a crossroads, Dr. Blackwood. The wishes you make, or don't make, will help determine humanity's place in the greater universe. Before Zara could respond, her satellite phone crackled to life. Through the static, she heard her colleague's panicked voice, Zara. Your brother, hospital, critical condition, need you. The message cut off, but the blood had already drained from Zara's face. Her brother Theo, the only family she had left, had been fighting a rare form of cancer. She'd taken this expedition partly to distract herself from his deteriorating condition. Princess Astrid watched her with ancient eyes. Your first wish presents itself rather conveniently, doesn't it? Zara looked up at the cosmic being, tears threatening to spill. If I wish for my brother's healing, what's the catch? What will it reveal about humanity? That's the fascinating part, Princess Astrid replied, her form shimming with starlight. You won't know until after the wish is made. That's the true test. What choices will you make when the consequences are unknown but the need is great? The chamber hummed with potential energy as Zara wrestled with her decision. Outside, the desert wind howled, as if nature itself held its breath waiting for her choice. Save him, Zara whispered, her voice barely audible in the vast chamber. My first wish is to heal my brother Theo. Princess Astrid's form pulsed with intense light, her cosmic energy filling the chamber with swirling patterns of otherworldly colors. So be it. Your first wish is granted. The air crackled with power as reality itself seemed to bend around them. Zara's phone suddenly burst to life, messages flooding in from the hospital. Miracle, they said. Unprecedented recovery. No trace of cancer in his system. The doctors were baffled. But as the initial relief washed over her, Zara noticed something different about Princess Astrid's expression. The cosmic being's galaxy eyes had narrowed, and her starlight form dimmed slightly. Interesting, Princess Astrid murmured. Your first wish reveals much about human nature. What do you mean? Zara asked, still clutching her phone. You wish to save one life, a loved one. Not world peace, not an end to hunger or disease for all humanity. Your species consistently prioritizes personal connections over collective benefit. Princess Astrid's form shifted, creating dancing constellations in the air around her. The question is whether this represents a fatal flaw or an unexpected strength. Before Zara could defend her choice, new sounds echoed through the temple's corridors, voices, footsteps, the clatter of equipment. Her discovery hadn't gone unnoticed. Your wish sent out a pulse of energy that every scientific instrument within 1,000 miles would have detected, Princess Astrid explained, seeming unconcerned. Did you think your government wouldn't notice? Zara cursed under her breath. She should have known better, nothing this significant could stay secret for long. We need to dash. We don't need to do anything, Princess Astrid interrupted. This chamber exists in multiple dimensional planes. They won't find us unless I allow it. The footsteps grew closer, accompanied by radio chatter. Zara recognized military jargon, phrases about containment and asset security. Through the temple's walls, now turned partially transparent from Princess Astrid's power, Zara watched as heavily armed soldiers swept the corridors. Leading them was a tall woman in a black suit, her silver hair pulled back severely, speaking rapidly into a satellite phone. Director Reese, Princess Astrid said, reading Zara's thoughts. She's been searching for signs of extraterrestrial life for decades. Rather single-minded in her pursuit, though not entirely incorrect in her theories. You know about her. We observe your species constantly, Dr. Blackwood. Humanity's development is of great interest to the Cosmic Council. Princess Astrid's form flickered. Though we disagree on whether you're ready for contact. The soldiers continued their methodical search, passing through the chamber without seeing them. Director Reese paused, her hand touching the wall where strange symbols pulsed with faint light. The energy signature is strongest here, she said to someone on her phone. Whatever caused that burst of power, it originated in this room. Find me answers. Zara watched, fascinated and terrified, as the military team set up advanced scanning equipment. Their instruments sparked and failed, one after another, unable to process the chamber's otherworldly energy. Your second wish approaches, Princess Astrid said softly. These humans seek knowledge they're not prepared to handle. Their presence here could trigger events that would draw far more dangerous attention to your planet. What do you mean, more dangerous attention? There are entities in the cosmos that view emerging civilizations as resources to be harvested. Your species' rapid technological advancement hasn't gone unnoticed. The only reason Earth remains unmolested is the protection of certain treaties. A soldier's scanner suddenly emitted a high-pitched whine, its screen displaying readings that made the man's eyes widen. Director. You need to see this. Your choice approaches, Dr. Blackwood, Princess Astrid said. These humans will eventually find a way to detect us. Their determination is quite remarkable, if misguided. What they discover here could either advance your species' understanding or lead to its destruction. Zara watched as Director Reese examined the scanner readings, her expression intense. The woman's dedication to finding the truth was admirable, but if what Princess Astrid said was true, this knowledge could doom humanity. The second wish, Zara said slowly, could I use it to protect Earth somehow? To hide this place? Princess Astrid's form expanded, filling the chamber with shifting nebulae. You could. But remember, each wish reveals more about humanity's true nature. The Cosmic Council is watching, evaluating whether your species deserves to join the galactic community or should be contained. More soldiers poured into the chamber, setting up additional equipment. Director Reese pulled out what looked like an experimental quantum scanner, its design unlike anything Zara had seen before. The weight of the galaxy seemed to press down on Zara's shoulders. One wish used for personal love, what would using the second for protection say about humanity? And more importantly, what would the consequences be? The quantum scanner powered up with a deep thrumming sound, its lights pulsing in patterns that made Zara's vision blur. For a moment, she thought she saw Director Reese's eyes flick directly to where she and Princess Astrid stood, as if the dimensional barriers were beginning to thin. Time was running out. Zara had to decide, protect humanity's secrets, or let events unfold naturally, consequences be damned. I wish for this temple and its secrets to be hidden from all who would misuse its power, Zara declared, her voice steady despite her racing heart. Princess Astrid's form flared with brilliant light, and the chamber filled with cascading waves of energy that rippled through multiple dimensions. The military team froze in place as reality shifted around them. Their equipment sparked and died, data instantly corrupted. Director Reese's quantum scanner imploded with a soft pop, leaving behind nothing but a faint scent of ozone. What did you do to them? Zara asked, watching as the soldiers began packing up their useless equipment, their eyes glazed with confusion. Your wish has altered their memory patterns. They'll remember investigating an unusual energy signature, but find nothing of consequence. The temple will remain hidden to all except those pure of intention. Princess Astrid's galaxy eyes fixed on Zara. An interesting choice, protecting knowledge rather than destroying it completely. The military team filed out, Director Reese lingering for a moment with a frustrated expression before following her soldiers. Once they were gone, Princess Astrid's form shifted, creating a window-like opening in space through which Zara could see various locations around the world. Watch, the cosmic being commanded. Zara saw glimpses of other archaeological sites where similar temples lay buried, waiting to be discovered. She saw ancient artifacts pulsing with otherworldly energy, hidden in museum basements and private collections. Earth, she realized, was littered with evidence of cosmic intervention. Your species has been guided, Dr. Blackwood. Nudged toward certain paths of development. But not all influences have been benevolent. Princess Astrid waved her hand, and the images changed to show darker scenes, secret laboratories where recovered alien technology was being reverse-engineered, often with catastrophic results. There are factions in the cosmos that believe humanity is too dangerous to be allowed to evolve naturally, Princess Astrid continued. Your capacity for both great compassion and terrible destruction unsettles them. Your first two wishes have proven interesting, saving a loved one, then choosing to protect rather than destroy knowledge. You make it sound like we're being judged, Zara said, her archaeologist's mind racing to connect the dots. You are. Every moment of every day. The Cosmic Council debates humanity's fate even now. Princess Astrid's form dimmed slightly. I was sent here not just to grant wishes, but to evaluate your species' readiness for a greater truth. Suddenly, Zara's phone buzzed again. A text from the hospital. Theo was asking for her. But below that message was a news alert that made her blood run cold. A small town in Nevada, population 3,000, was about to be destroyed by an unprecedented geological event. Seismologists were baffled by readings that suggested something was rising from deep within the earth. Another test? Zara asked bitterly. Reality responds to cosmic power in unexpected ways, Princess Astrid replied. Your wishes ripple outward, creating disturbances in the natural order. That town's destruction could be prevented with your final wish. Or you could wish for the truth about humanity's place in the cosmos. The choice, as always, is yours. Zara watched through Princess Astrid's dimensional window as the small town went about its daily routine, unaware of the doom approaching from below. She could save them all with a word. But would sacrificing humanity's chance to understand its true cosmic role be worth saving one town? Time grows short, Princess Astrid warned. The ground beneath the Nevada town began to tremble. In the hospital across the country, Theo was asking questions about his miraculous recovery that would soon lead to uncomfortable truths. These moments of choice define species as much as individuals, Princess Astrid continued. Some of your philosophers understood this, that moral character is revealed not in easy decisions, but in impossible ones. Through the dimensional window, Zara watched as the first fissures appeared in the Nevada town streets. Emergency alerts began blaring, but evacuation would take hours they didn't have. She thought of her brother, whose life she'd saved with her first wish. Every person in that town was someone's brother, sister, parent, or child. But the chance to understand humanity's true place in the cosmos, to finally know why they were being tested, guided, manipulated, that knowledge could change everything. Could she sacrifice 3,000 lives for a truth that might save billions? Princess Astrid watched silently, her cosmic form pulsing with starlight, as Zara wrestled with the weight of her final wish. I wish. Zara's voice cracked as she watched the Nevada town's destruction begin. I wish for you to give me the power to save everyone. Princess Astrid's form flickered, genuine surprise rippling through her cosmic energy. That is not a wish I expected. Not just the town, Zara continued, her voice growing stronger. Not just my brother. Not just humanity. Everyone. Including you, Princess. Because you're a prisoner too, aren't you? Forced to test species after species, bound by rules you didn't create. The chamber filled with swirling nebulae as Princess Astrid's form expanded, her galaxy eyes blazing. How did you know? An archaeologist learns to read between the lines. You've been dropping hints since we met, about treaties, about protection, about tests. You're not just judging humanity. You're looking for someone who might finally break the cycle. The dimensional window showed the Nevada town streets cracking wider, buildings beginning to collapse. Time was nearly up. Your wish is impossible, Princess Astrid said, but uncertainty had crept into her cosmic voice. The power you ask for would fundamentally alter the balance of the universe. No, Zara countered, stepping closer to the cosmic being. The power I'm asking for already exists. It's the power of choice. Real choice, not these manipulated tests and rigged games. Give me the true power of the Cosmic Council, not to control, but to choose. The chamber trembled as Princess Astrid's form fluctuated wildly. You understand that if I grant this wish, the consequences will be beyond anything you can imagine? The Cosmic Council's power is not meant for mortal beings. Neither is their judgment, Zara replied. You've been watching humanity, measuring us against your standards. But who gave you the right to judge? Who imprisoned you in this role? Princess Astrid's light dimmed momentarily. There are beings older than stars, Dr. Blackwood. They created the system of wishes and judgment to maintain order in the cosmos. To break that system would set everyone free, Zara finished. Including you. Through the dimensional window, the Nevada town's destruction had paused, as if time itself held its breath. In the hospital, Theo sat frozen mid-sentence. Across the globe, every moment hung suspended between tick and tock. Princess Astrid's form stabilized, and her galaxy eyes fixed on Zara with new intensity. In all my millennia of testing species, none has ever wished for the power to help everyone. They wish for personal gain, for protection, for knowledge, but never for the ability to truly choose the future. Then maybe it's time someone did, Zara said. You've been asking the wrong questions all along. It's not about whether humanity deserves to join your galactic community. It's about whether your galactic community deserves to exist in its current form. Cosmic energy crackled through the chamber as Princess Astrid processed this challenge to everything she had known. The consequences will be our choice to face, Zara interrupted. Together. Not as judge and judged, but as beings who both want something better than this endless cycle of tests and trials. Princess Astrid's form began to change, her cosmic energy reaching out to envelop Zara. Very well, Dr. Blackwood. Your final wish shall be granted. But remember, with true choice comes true responsibility. The power that flooded through Zara was beyond description, beyond comprehension. She saw the universe as it truly was, not a hierarchy of higher and lower beings, but a web of interconnected choices and consequences. She saw the ancient entities that had created the system of cosmic judgment, fearful of chaos, trying to impose order through control. The power coursing through Zara showed her everything, past, present, and possible futures branching out like infinite fractals. She saw the Nevada town frozen on the brink of destruction, her brother Theo in his hospital bed, Director Reese poring over corrupted data, and countless other moments suspended in time. But more importantly, she saw the truth behind the cosmic curtain. They're afraid, she gasped, her voice echoing with new power. The ancient ones, they're afraid of change, of losing control. Princess Astrid's form merged partially with Zara's expanding consciousness. Yes. They created the council, the tests, the system of judgment, all to maintain their version of order. But order without choice is just another form of death. With her newfound awareness, Zara reached out first to the Nevada town. Time resumed flowing, but now she could see the patterns of geological force building beneath the surface. With a thought, she redirected the energy, transforming destructive power into a network of underground thermal springs that would provide clean energy for centuries. Remarkable, Princess Astrid observed. You didn't simply prevent the disaster, you transformed it into an opportunity for growth. Because that's what humanity does, Zara replied, her consciousness expanding further. We take chaos and find patterns. We face destruction and create beauty. We make mistakes, terrible ones sometimes, but we learn from them. She turned her attention to the cosmic prison that had bound Princess Astrid. The walls between dimensions had never been walls at all, they were chains of thought, imposed by beings who feared the unpredictability of free will. Are you ready? Zara asked the cosmic being who had tested her, and who now stood beside her as an equal. Princess Astrid's form pulsed with anticipation. To be free. After eons of serving as their instrument of judgment? Yes, I believe I am. Together, their combined power reached out to all the testing sites across Earth and beyond, ancient temples, hidden artifacts, cosmic prisons disguised as wonders. One by one, the barriers fell. Not with destruction, but with transformation. Each site became a nexus of possibility, a place where humanity could learn and grow at its own pace. The ancient ones stirred in their dimensional strongholds, aware that something had changed. Zara felt their attention turning toward Earth, their incomprehensible minds grappling with the impossibility of what she'd done. They'll try to stop us, Princess Astrid warned. Let them try, Zara replied, but not with arrogance, with determination. They'll find that humanity is very good at dealing with impossible situations. Through their shared consciousness, they reached out to the others like Princess Astrid, cosmic beings bound to testing sites across the galaxy. The message was simple: the time of judgment is over. The time of choice has begun. Responses flooded back: confusion, hope, fear, joy. Millennia of enforced order began to dissolve, replaced by something new: voluntary cooperation between species, based not on hierarchies of power but on mutual understanding and respect. In his hospital room, Theo opened his eyes, now seeing the world as it truly was, a place of infinite possibility. Director Reese looked up from her data, suddenly understanding that the truth she'd sought had been looking for her too. Across the globe, humans began to glimpse the larger universe that had always existed alongside them, waiting to be discovered. What happens now? Princess Astrid asked, her form shifting with newfound freedom. Zara smiled, feeling the weight of cosmic power settling into something sustainable, something she could carry without being consumed by it. Now we do what humanity has always done: we explore, we learn, we grow. But this time, we do it together, with all the beings who were trapped in the old system. And the ancient ones? They'll learn too, or they'll fade away. The universe doesn't belong to them any more than it belongs to us. It belongs to everyone who's willing to face its challenges and embrace its possibilities. The desert wind swept through the temple, but it was different now, not a keeper of secrets, but a bearer of change. The symbols on the walls no longer shifted to hide their meaning, they told stories of countless species reaching for the stars, not in competition but in cooperation. You know, Zara said, watching the sunrise paint the desert in gold, I don't think those were really wishes at all. They were choices. We've always had the power to choose, we just needed to believe in it. Princess Astrid's form sparkled with amusement. Perhaps that was the real test all along. Not whether humanity deserved to join the cosmic community, but whether you would realize that such judgments were meaningless in the face of free will. Together, they stepped out of the temple into a universe that was both older and newer than it had been yesterday. Above them, the stars seemed to shine brighter, no longer distant points of light but doorways to new adventures, new choices, new possibilities. The age of cosmic judgment was over. The age of choice had begun. And somewhere in the vast depths of space, other beings were making their own choices, writing their own stories in the endless book of existence. Zara took one last look at the temple, now transformed into a beacon of hope rather than a testing ground. Ready to explore this new universe we've created? Princess Astrid's cosmic form danced with starlight. I thought you'd never ask. And so they set off together, the archaeologist who had dared to challenge cosmic law and the former prisoner who had helped her break it, into a future where the only certainty was choice itself. Behind them, the desert wind carried their story to all who were ready to hear it, a tale of wishes that became choices, and choices that changed the universe.